this degree is not for perfectionists. So if you're a perfectionist in what you do, you're gonna struggle a lot. Okay, I'm just checking that it's recording. Okay, that's recording. Okay, and so you're not going to be perfect. As soon as you've finished working on your priorities, that's when you can come back to whatever issue you had. But of course, the complex part about that is that you cannot design something piecemeal. Everything needs to correlate and make sense. So yeah, don't be a perfectionist. Also, one thing, if you cannot take criticism, that's going to be quite painful. Like, be prepared to work so hard and pour your heart out into a project only for the lecturer to look at it and say it's horrible. Because they're not that mean, but you're going to be working for maybe 15, 20, 30, 50 hours in a single project only for your lecturer to look at it in 2 minutes and say, no, you failed with certain outcomes. You could have done this better, or this design which you think is actually beautiful is not beautiful, or it's basically impractical, or you've basically designed a metal box which is basically an oven which will kill anyone which will enter it. So yeah, you need to be able to look at criticism not as an attack on you as a person, but as a way to actually make you better as a person, as a way to make you better as an architect student. And eventually you become better at taking criticism. I mean, I've seen situations where people basically cried after being grilled or something. It's not going to be nice at first, but you get used to it. So yeah, just know that your lectures are not there to bite your head off, they're just there to help you. Yeah, and also a key part when it comes to that is that you're probably not going to be good at what you do at first, and you might be doing very horrible, and you might be looking at other people who seem to be much more talented than you are. But let's say you spend the whole night working on something, they basically did it in 2 hours, but they get a better mark than you. And it's going to be quite discouraging. Like, I spoke about this whole thing of there being a disparity between how talented people are at first, but it doesn't last for long. Like, maybe first year and second year and half of second year, it might be those who are naturally talented or intrinsically talented who might do better. But at the end of the day, it's going to be those who work hard and those who actually look at their mistakes and try to do things better who will persevere. So don't be discouraged if your projects look bad at the start. That's going to be quite normal. You get better as long as you put in the work and as long as you learn how to implement certain strategies properly into your designs. So yeah, now to move on to things which are quite positive of this degree, which I quite like a lot, is this is such a multidisciplinary degree. You learn a lot about stuff, especially when it comes to the electives. You learn about film, you learn about furniture making, and you're basically an architect. You design any sort of building, so you'll basically know the day-to-day procedures of any career field. If you design a hospital, you will know how a hospital works. You will know how doctors operate. If you design a law firm, you'll know how lawyers operate. You will basically know a lot about everything. And of course, with this digital age, they're teaching us skills like Photoshop, like illustrating on Adobe Illustrator, BIM, which is basically software. You learn a lot. You really learn a lot. So it's not just about architecture. Also, photography is something which I did last year. So you can actually branch off into a lot of things as soon as you finish this degree. It doesn't mean that you need to be an architect after this. Specifically at VETS, we have things called electives, where in second year you can choose what you want to do. I think during COVID it was quite limited, but normally there's 5 different ways you can branch off. I think I've even seen pottery, I've seen sculpting, I've seen furniture design, I've seen photography. There's a lot of things you can do. Even drawing is there, so be excited for that. Also, you will learn how to deal with people. You will learn how to talk to people. And if you have social anxiety, you need to rinse that out. You're going to be very good at dealing with people. You're going to be very good at convincing people to do things your way. So you're going to be good at manipulating people if you actually do it properly. And that's always a useful skill. I think that's the most useful skill you can have in any sort of degree or career. is knowing how to deal with people. And also one thing which is amazing, which has probably been my most favorite part, is meeting truly amazing people. And I'm not going to say it in this sort of corny, cringe way where everyone says lovely dovey, my friends are so amazing, but you truly meet amazing people who will absolutely blow your mind. Extremely impressive people. I think I've met the most intelligent people which I've ever met in my life, and you're going to learn a lot from them. And I'm not talking about people who are, I don't know, just the ordinary sort of smart, but extremely smart, probably amongst the best students in the country. Even some people who are quite popular when it comes to social media. Some people actually quite established artists actually decide to come to this degree. I actually know a few of them who I'm lucky enough to be friends with. So yeah, when it comes to networking, it's quite a good degree. Especially when you go to a big university like Wits. I'm also assuming at UCT you're gonna probably come across similar sort of people. I think I've spoken about the complexities. I mean, I've spoken about the going on to this degree in a day and everything, and how it happens at Wits. But this degree is quite difficult, and I just want to share with you some tips I've learned. So please click on this video right here for tips of how to survive as a first year student.